What's going on, guys? Chad's here, coming at you with a new video. Today I'm going to be showing you some features of the POH that are underutilized and can be taken advantage of by Ultimate Ironman. Beginning from lowest to highest, I would like to start at the kitchen. The kitchen, most notably known for cooking things, also has such features as the spice rack, which Ultimate Ironmen are allowed to use as of about 2 years ago. It's also got a convenient, easy to use water source. Next up is my favorite feature in the kitchen, which is the teak shelves 2. The teak shelves 2 have a higher requirement compared to everything else in the kitchen, but very well worth it. The most notable feature from the teak shelves 2 is the tea that you can make, which can give you a construction boost at any time. I personally liked using this method over spicy stews because it's much more consistent and you don't need to mess around with Hellcats. And finally, in the kitchen, you can search the teak shelves once again for the chef's hat, which can give you easy access to the cooking guild. Next up is the workshop. The workshop is most notable for the 5 different tool storages that are available. These tool storages have a variety of different tools that you can take freely at any time and any amount of. Such items that you can find in the tool storages are crafting molds, farming supplies, and miscellaneous tools that may come in handy. My favorite thing that I like to grab from this room is the spade whenever I'm doing a clue scroll. Following that is the bedroom. The most notable feature in here is the servant's money bag. The servant's money bag allows you to hold up to 3 mil at a time. Now normally the servant's money bag is used to pay the servant that you have. However, Ultimate Ironmen are not allowed to take advantage of the servants. So your rooms end up looking very bare. Up next is the combat room. In the past, this room was one of the most lively places during house parties, although today is mostly forgotten about. The one key feature in this room contains the dummy. This dummy can be attacked and will always grant the player a max hit. This effect pairs perfectly with the Ancient Mace special attack, giving you a little boost before you go off to your next boss kill, slayer task, or whatever it may be. Moving on, we have the quest hall. This room is great because you can have 2 different mounts in here, one being the Glory and the other being the Myth Cape. The Myth Cape is useful for its niche teleport, and the Glory is very useful before the Jewelry Box 3. Another great feature about the quest hall is the bookcase that you can build. The bookcase holds many different books that you would have found during quests. However, specifically, I'm going to be using it for the Tarn's Diary. Having quick access to the Tarn's Diary allows you to easily enchant the Salve Amulet. The Salve Amulet can easily be reobtained after the Haunted Mine quest by traveling back to the Haunted Mine. You'll need a chisel and a ball of wool, as well as the book that we found in the bookcase, in order to enchant it. Being able to easily reobtain the Salve Amulet is great for things like Theater of Blood or going to the wilderness plenty of times where you might need to reobtain it frequently. Next up, we have the Menagerie. The Menagerie is the only way that Ultimates can store pets without needing to pay the reclaim fee every time. The reclaim fees can get kind of hefty, so if you don't have a Menagerie and you have a pet, you're going to need to get spending. And although pets are purely cosmetic, it's still very nice to be able to show them off and showcase your achievements. However, the one useful part of the Menagerie is that you can actually store cats in there, and the cats can be used for death runes or spicy stews later down the line. Now, this next room is by far the most overpowered for Ultimate. It's so powerful that some Ultimates even limit themselves to not using it. This room, of course, is the costume room. This room alone greatly helps mitigate the challenge of inventory management. This room includes a magic wardrobe, cape rack, armor case, treasure chest, fancy wardrobe, and a toy box. Each of these can be used to store a specific kind of gear, aka magic gear will go inside the magic wardrobe, and so on. It's especially helpful because something like the treasure chest can also store pretty much every single type of clue reward, meaning every clue is beneficial to do as it's storable and potentially a useful piece of gear like ranger boots. And unlike main accounts and regular irons, Ultimate Ironmen are not allowed to store duplicates inside of the POH, meaning any extras have to go. Another great feature is the cape rack, which allows you to keep pretty much every cape in the game, aside from a couple ones like Ava's and Quiver. However, it does allow you to hold on to all of your skill capes, fire cape, mage capes, and come back to them whenever you need them, without clogging up your inventory space all the time. Additionally, you may store all of the skilling outfits, and things like graceful inside of the costume room. The main drawback the Ultimates face with this room is that although they may store pieces of equipment, they also must have the entire set to take it out. For example, I received an ancestral hat from Chambers, but I don't have the rest of the set inside the magic wardrobe. Therefore, my hat is trapped in there until I place the robe top and bottom inside the house. But to wrap things up, I'd highly recommend using the costume room on any Ultimate Iron Man in order to save space and save time. Moving on next, we have the Portal Nexus room. Though the main attraction through this is the Portal Nexus, I more so focus on the two mounted spaces. Both of these spaces allow for either the Xerix Talisman or the Dig Site Pendant, both of which are very helpful. The Dig Site Pendant is a must if you're going to be doing things like birdhouse runs. And the Xerix Talisman is great for traversing all across Zaya. And finally, you can't forget about all your extra teleports that you can have inside the Portal Nexus. Finally, one last niche use that I found takes place inside the Achievement Gallery. Most people would probably use this room for the jewelry box or the altar, but something I frequently use the most is the cape mount. I chose to have the strength cape here because I frequently teleport to the Warriors Guild for potatoes, since they're arguably one of the easiest and best food that you can eat on an Ultimate Iron Man. I also like the Strength Cape's teleport because it allows me easy access to the best stash, the Slayer Helm, Defender, and Dragon Battle Axe. That's why the Strength Cape teleport's my favorite. However, there's plenty of other capes that you may find more useful. Alright, and that's our last niche use for a UIM's POH. I hope everyone's making the most out of their houses. Maybe you learned something from this video. If you did, leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.